Hello, Do Business Like a Woman community. How are you? I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. So I'm going to do an update on business, life, living simply, because I always talk about getting clients, how you can get more clients, how you can turn browsers into buyers. And I love talking about that. I love talking about all things business, helping you to get unstuck, get back in the flow of those client creation activities and make more sales. However, today I wanted to share just a little bit of sort of behind the scenes, a little bit of my life, what's going on for me, why I do what I do. And so I just thought I'd do something different. So that's what we're doing today. I'll probably keep it quite short, but would love to kind of hear your comments and, so if you see this replay or live, leave me a comment, let me know you are here, and I love to see those and reply. So I have just got back home from a visit down to Sussex to see my family. So I'm originally from East Sussex in the southeast of England, now living in County Durham up here in the northeast of England, almost as far north as you can go. And there's one county between us and Scotland, which is Northumberland, but it's actually not far to drive to Scotland. It doesn't take that long from here. So all the way up north, and I love it up here. You know, one of the things I love about this area and being up north is it feels more spacious. So energetically, it just feels more spacious. The population is less dense, and I'm not talking about like how intelligent people are. I'm talking about, obviously, we just have less people per square meter or whatever, however they measure it up here. And I live up in the Dales, right? So surrounded by hills and dales, and it's breathtaking, stunning scenery. I love it. So it has a very spacious feel to it, a very spacious energy. And this is important to me as an introvert, as somebody who's quite sensitive and gets easily overwhelmed. Having that feeling of space and spaciousness is so good in life and in business. You know, I don't know about you, but I'm a huge fan of simplicity. I love to keep things simple. I love the simple life. I love the fact that, you know, my partner's a farmer, and so I get to be part of the farming community, and just keeping it simple. And I love this kind of spacious feel up here. Plus, everyone is really friendly up in the north, and I live in a village where we actually know each other. People know each other, and so I'll walk to the shop and I'll see people and say hello, which is really, really lovely. So in terms of business then, again, I love to keep it really simple. So last year for me, so we're in 2025, just coming towards the end of it. So last year was 2024. And for me, that was all about getting the house finished, this house that I bought, and it needed so much work. It was about kind of making my home and getting really a stable base. For those of you that know some of my story, I've been through a narcissistic relationship, like a romantic relationship, which had really taken a toll. And it took a toll in many ways, emotionally, on my finances, on my confidence, my well-being. But that was a couple of years ago now. It took me a little while to get out of it because I had a shared investment property with him, and he wasn't super keen on kind of letting go and allowing me to leave that arrangement. So it took a good couple of years for me to get unmeshed and remove myself fully from that situation, get some of my money back from that situation. And in the meantime, I bought this house, which is my home up here in County Durham in the Dales, and I love it, and it needed lots of work. So I spent a lot of money doing work on it. At the same time, I went through a bit of a dip in my business, and it was for a number of reasons. It was partly to do with where I was at with my confidence and having been through that narcissistic kind of situation. But it was also to do with just the market changes that were happening online, the buyer behavior changing, and I didn't know that at the time, but I've been, selling coaching I've been selling it for probably around 11 years now that I've been in this industry. And I noticed kind of a downturn a year and a half, couple of years ago, and sort of felt that I was struggling a bit to try to convince people to work with me, which just didn't feel good. I was like, what's going on here? And I had a couple of situations that weren't the best feeling in business, with one kind of client who it was a bit of a mess, and then a program that I was in that wasn't good, that I'd invested a heck of a lot of money in, and I just wasn't getting the results, wasn't getting the support. It wasn't what I'd expected. And I feel like we've all been there. So there were a number of factors which led to my business dipping, and I went and worked behind the scenes in some other more established coaching businesses. But for a while, my income took a huge hit. This was a couple of years, about a year and a half ago, I think. Yeah. And what this meant is that, because I'd used credit cards to do all the work on my house, and what it meant is that my plan was, once I'd finished the work, to take the money out of the house and pay off the credit cards. But because of the downturn in my business and income at the time, my income no longer supported me borrowing more. And so that plan didn't work out, which left me with a significant amount of debt. Now, that's okay. It's all right. It didn't feel okay at the time. It felt like crap, but I'm all right with it now, and I'm paying it down, and I've got a lovely house and business is on the up. So, I'm just sharing this with you, sharing some of my stories. Some of you know it, some of you don't. But what I will say is that, whatever season of life you're in, it will work out. And if you're in a difficult one, this too shall pass. I was there a couple of years ago, very, very much so. So pleased to be coming out the other side. But doesn't life just throw stuff at us? It's the way of it. And so, now I'm super, super happy that situation is in the rearview mirror. I am so lucky that I have my beautiful home that I love, and I've been able this year to focus back in on my business, particularly sort of in the second half of the year. Got my Facebook group going again, which I'm talking to you now unless you're watching this on YouTube, and was able to focus back in on service, get going again with some group coaching, start working one-to-one with clients again. And I'm really pleased to say that I started offering a done with you service alongside kind of the coaching and the support. And that's been really, really popular. So I'm actually fully booked for that, because that's where I actually partner with someone in their business, link arms, and we do it together. So obviously time-wise, I've only got so much time as one person, and that service is really, really popular. So this year was all about kind of increasing the income again and getting a stable base, and that has all happened. Next year then is going to be about paying down that debt that I accumulated and continuing to lean into the service. So I love serving and I want to continue with that. I've recently joined a networking group that I absolutely love. It's called the Only Network. Can hook you up if you are interested. And I just want to really lean into supporting people, helping people. Next year we'll be paying down the debt, and then just leaning into life in the village as well. The farming side of things, the community. I really, really enjoy it. And also leaning more into the simple life, whatever that means to you. So I'm quite a minimalist. I am not into having loads and loads of stuff. I like to keep things simple. I do have a lot of books and audio books, but generally speaking, I'm not super materialistic. I don't feel that I need to spend loads of money on things. Quality food, organic food, yes. Good wine sometimes, yes. And health is a big value for me. So all this to say, I'm going to be enjoying village life. My partner, he's got small kids, well, 7, 8, no, but 2 are 7 and 1's 11 now. So doing stuff with them. We are probably going to be moving in next year. So what this means is I'm going to probably be moving into his house because mine isn't quite big enough, and we might Airbnb this house, but his house needs a lot of decorating. I'm like, oh God, because I just finished this house, right, and got it just exactly how I want it. His house it's a man's house, it's a farmer's house, but it's not how I like it. And it's quite dark, and I love things light and airy. So there's a bit of work to do before that can happen. So I'm just like, God, maybe I'm supposed to spend my life doing up houses. I don't know. Anyway, that will be good, and that will massively also help with paying down the debt, because at the moment we're both running. He has a 3-bed house that he pays for. I have a 3-bed house that I pay for. So yeah, super, super interesting. And then we've got a holiday to Madeira coming up, which I'm really excited about. I haven't travelled abroad for a couple of years. And if you know me, you know that historically I've been a traveller. I've, always gone abroad and taken trips. But I haven't for a couple of years. So we've booked this holiday to Madeira, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. So if anyone's been, let me know and tell me what's good to do. But I'm excited because it looks beautiful, lush green, there's mountains, there's sea. Should still be quite warm at this time of year. So we're going in about 3 weeks. So we've been getting ready for that. And in the meantime, I'm just working, and I've got, a lot of work to do, which is great. Busy with clients, and particularly with the Done With You service. But this weekend, I'm going to be recording a series of 5 free videos on how you can, I think it's 5 simple activities to get clients and explode your income and sales. So I'm recording those videos on Saturday, and I'm going to share them for free. So if you want those, let me know. You can drop a comment below, or you can DM me. And I'll get those to you completely free. And it's what's working in today's market to actually explode your income. It's what I did this second half of the year when I wanted to get my income back up and, get my business going again and get fully booked with clients. And so sharing that with you, it works in today's market because obviously it's very different for anyone selling a service, anyone selling coaching, to even a couple of years ago. Very, very different marketplace. And so we need to understand that and act accordingly and build the trust, and then bring people through to your higher ticket offers so that you're earning good money. So that is possible, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do with these 5 videos, 5 short videos, because I know time is a thing, ladies and gents. And we're kicking that off with an interview I'm doing on the Wealth Summit next week, Lorna Pool's Wealth Summit. And I'm doing an interview of the same name. So 5 simple activities to get clients and explode your income. And we're kicking off with that. So if you'd like to come to that, I'm going to drop a link below, and you can get signed up for that Wealth Summit. It's completely free. It's teaching you about financial independence, how to create assets, how to create passive income, all the things you're going to want to do to help with your personal wealth and your money and wealth in your business. So I'll drop a link to that below. That really, I think, is my update, but I would love to hear from you. Are you at all into living simply, minimalism? Can you relate to anything I've said? I love doing business simply as well. So I love connecting with people. I love doing a very easy, basic power hour, serving people. And that's really how I get my clients. And that's what I teach inside my mini program, Turn Browsers into Buyers. So if you're interested in that, it's a very low investment to come and get in, and you get access to me. So yeah, that's about it, folks. I hope that has been of some interest to you. I wanted to share with you. And what are you focused on? As we come to the end of this year and we wrap up this year, you can absolutely get some sales in the door. So, watch those videos that I'm going to be making, but also what's your focus going to be for next year? Let me know. And I'd love to support you. So let's chat, just leave me a comment. We can just chat in the DMs, chat here. I'm really happy to hear your goals, hear what you're up to. as we wrap out this year and step into the next one. Lots of love. Bye for now.